Yeah. Here's the daily driver F150. These are what you're going to see the most videos of in the coming time here, because this is what I got to work on right now. Yeah, so I've already done the tonneau cover here just recently, which I absolutely love. Still got to do a little bit of refinement on it, but for now it works. I did the interior on it a couple years ago now, custom door panels. That was a tedious job sewing all that up. Obviously I didn't do the diamond plate stitching, but I had to stitch it all the way to the door, all along there, and all the, oh man, what a tedious job that was. I got some new seals to go into, and yes, I glassed in some cup holders there. Here's the issue. Oop. Only one of them is of any use because the other one's underneath that, but so it's just a cubby. So, but I mean, you still have one. So for a driver, you only need one. But having said that, I've got that old gas mask box that I'm turning into a center console with cup holders. That'll fit right there perfectly. But yeah, this is the interior I did a couple years ago. Nice diamond stitch. Yes, it is in the back there as well. I'm going to cover those kick panels with the same fabric as well, just to kind of tie all that in. Just a cheap Amazon deck there. It does what I need for now. Just got the 6-inch rounds with components. Always, you can see they're just kind of sitting on the dash because the dash has plans, and I'll tell you those in a few seconds here. So that's Bluetooth, backup camera, nav, all that stuff, and a bunch of other stuff which I don't use, but hey, it's there. As far as this goes, the seat was actually in decent condition. It could have definitely used a good serious shampooing and cleaning, but there was no tears in it. There was no real sinkage in it, which is surprising because it's got 324,000 kilometers on it. Kilometers, not miles, but still, that's a lot. I love the bench seat, so I'm definitely keeping that. But living up in Frostbakistan, it's freaking cold up here half the year, too much of the year. So I actually put heated seats just on the driver's side though. But here's the thing, so it comes with two sets, so it actually comes with enough for 2 seats, but I'm selfish. So I actually put 2 pads on the base and 2 pads on the back. So this one controls your butt, and then this one controls your back. Because that's something that's always bothered me with heated seats in vehicles, is like, you know, my lower back will be starting to sweat, but I'd like my butt to stay warm. So it was a compromise in that sense, where one was happy, one was not. Well, now I got dual control, so I can have them set for separate, and I cannot recommend that enough. I just absolutely love that. And there's 6 different settings for each one. So really, you think about it, I have 36 different settings I could have for my heat seater, just for the driver's side. And it works. Here's the custom shifter I made. So I hand carved the pistol grip there. Just out of a bunch of wood. I've got a little bit of oak in there, some walnut. I think there might even be a little bit of birch in there. And then a little bit of resin. Oh, it's actually starting to come apart though. Darn. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh well, and then of course, you know, you can see the extension on it. And of course, you know, I built the pistol grip because, well, that's just awesome. And then I just put the extension up here just for shits and giggles and for looks. As you can see, there's not much paint left on there. It's supposed to be green like that. My hand's up here more than anything. It's so much fun having this up here. I absolutely love it. I barely even use the pistol grip, to be honest, which is probably a good thing by the looks, seeing how it's cracking. Man, that really bugs me. Well, when I swap the transmission, I'll have to do something about that, I guess. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll just inject some resin and then just coat the whole thing in resin. I'll have to figure that out when I go. Okay, so the dashboard here, I mean, it's not a terrible dashboard, but that's not what I like. I'm going to cut this whole thing out. And I have 5 gauge pod from a 59 Impala. So you got the one big center and then 2 smalls on each side. And I'm going to graft that onto here. And then I'm going to wrap the whole top of the dash in the same stuff as this. And I'm going to actually make a lid for here and turn this into another actual glove box. And so it'll be that material all the way across. I did cut some of that material up to wrap the whole dashboard as is. And I started putting it together, and it was okay, but it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. Making it fit all around those was just a pain, for one. And then as I'm doing, I'm going, man, it just makes so much more sense to turn it into another glove box. So that's what I'm going to do there. So that's the interior. And yes, obligatory gun rack. Now here's under the hood. Can I do this one here? This is the glove box, or glove box. I've been saying that too much lately. This is the battery box. So she is fully secured. I took the original battery tray, built a much bigger tray to handle the toolbox, and then used the original battery tray. So the original battery tray sat right here. And of course, I moved it over to there. So I used the battery tray vertical mount there, and then I had to make an arm to go over there to the side inner fender, and then one there as well. Yeah, big gap there. First, it annoyed me, but as you can see the damage too. There's a reason for that. I was kind of rushing it, and when I first put it together, you know, I had it so that with the lid up, it was right up against the fender. Well, yeah, and then I tried to close the hood, and it did that. Oops! Live and learn. So yeah, it had to be far enough out that it's not interfering with that, but also, you know, like with it up, you don't want it bashing up against there. So this is kind of probably could have moved it back a ½ inch or so, but that would have made no real difference. And of course, the starter solenoid is in there. This is the relay for the electric fan conversion I did. The other thing I'm going to do, here's the heater core hoses, which I hate being right there. That was pretty tight. But what I'm going to do is I've got enough room here, or like in between, where I will run those hoses. I'm going to put some brass connections. So these hoses will go a straight shot into the side of the toolbox down low, and then more brass fittings coming out, so then these will just come straight off that way, and then they will be steel braided hoses there. Actually, copper. I gotta find some copper braided hose would be even better for what I'm going for here. So yeah, that's the battery box, and I've got another smaller toolbox that I'm going to mount over here that will then hide all of the wiring nastiness here. And I should have, and it'll also be enough room where, you know, I got rags in the other one there, so I'll move the rags, and, you know, it'll be kind of like a little supply box there. This is cracked down low, and, you know, you can see I gotta top that up, but I'm gonna get rid of that too. It's ugly. Don't like it. I want to do something a little more fancy. Yes, nice rat's nest of wiring. That will all be cleaned up and fixed when I swap some E7 heads onto this thing. Currently it just has the stock E6 heads. Like, this is all original. Motor has never been pulled apart. 1987, 324,000 kilometers on it. Doesn't burn any oil. Leaks some oil, but doesn't burn any. And she's still running strong, but she's due. She's due. I've got another 5.0 block sitting in the back here that's got 30 over. I just got to put that together, and then I'll swap that in. But I'm gonna, seeing as this motor still is good and strong, I'm just gonna bag on this one with those other heads on it, and then I'll save up for cam, roller rockers, better lifters and springs and all that fun stuff for the 30 over motor. Then I'll swap that in. One other thing, this was originally a 4-speed truck, and I swapped in a zf5. Oh, that was so nice to do. That 4-speed is so annoying. It's great for towing if you're not trying to get any speed, but First gear was so annoying, but second gear was also, you couldn't start in second gear. So you had to use first, but first was like, and then you're out. So got rid of that, and now I got the 5-speed, and it is so much better. Equal length long tube or short tube headers. When I got this thing, it had the stock manifolds that were both cracked in half and clanging around, and just exhaust leaks everywhere. I got my hands on some, or had some unequal length short tube headers, and I put those on. But you know, I mean, it's definitely an improvement over the stock manifolds, but yeah, they still aren't great. So, yeah, so that's under there. And then I've got the canopy on that I paint matched for this, which I'll attach to this video here. And I've actually also got a spoiler that I've got to do for it. Obviously that's fiberglass and plastic, so that doesn't match right now. But then again, so is my visor. So I gotta do the same treatment to that. And then yeah, that'll be that. Here's the canopy for my Ratrod F150, all painted to match. I'm happy with it, but it's not exactly where I wanted it to be. For one, you can barely see the 87. That kind of faded in a little too much there. So, but also you can't really tell anymore. But the whole body line there is actually orange, like the Gulf Racing colors, but it just really bled and faded with the rust there. So I'm gonna strip this down and redo it at some point, make it a little more where I want it to be. But overall, I mean, I think I did a pretty good job making fiberglass all rusty. It's just not exactly where I wanted. I want to do it again.